Yeah, it's your boy eBay Fight Predictions and some early breakdowns for me, but I guess not for you. Obviously, for UFC 268, Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. Cheeto. This is a great fight in the bantamweight division, and I cannot fucking wait for it. Let's see where these guys are ranked actually in the bantamweight division, if it serves me correct. Yeah, man. Cheeto Vera, number 13, and my boy Frankie Edgar, number 8. I mean, this is a great fight. A really stylistically, Cheeto Vera has never been in a boring fight. I mean, Cheeto is just a fun fighter to watch. He's fucking scrappy. He's tough. Doesn't give a fuck what you think, basically. And yeah, he fucking fights his ass off, and he basically says "fuck you" while he does it. But yeah, it is what it is. And Frankie, we all know about Frankie. He's the toughest of the tough. He's I mean, immortalized in the UFC company, especially to me. He's one of the guys to get me into MMA, to even inspire me to wrestle, actually. Yeah, Frankie, to me, I mean, he's one of the first guys to really get me into MMA. He was one of the first guys I ever really saw fight. And yeah, I'm very emotionally attached, to almost Frankie. And it hurts me. Like, very few people do I've grown up in the sport to the fact where I don't get hurt too much. The last time I really got hurt watching one of my favorites lose was probably Rockhold fight Blachowicz. That was the last time. But at this point, I've kind of grown up and realized, hey, this is a sport. You don't have to cry every time. But yeah, it does hurt me every time I see Frankie lose. And seeing him get knocked out like that against Corey really hurt. But this is a great opportunity to rebound in MSG, where he's from, in New York, to get the W in his home spot. And obviously, this is a great opportunity for Marlon Vera to climb up those rankings and beat another legend and get another opportunity at a legend to beat, that he wasn't able to do last time. But it is what it is. Let's talk about the stats. I mean, Frankie comes with a record of 24-9-1. Fights out of New Jersey, age 40, a height of 5'6", and a reach of 68. Marlon Vera is 19-7-1. Fights at he's fighting in Cali. He's not fighting in New Mexico no more. Age 28, height of 5'8", and a reach of 70.5. So things that jump out. I mean, 28 years old versus 40. I mean, Vera is obviously the younger guy here, and the reach. He does have a reach advantage. He will be the longer fighter. And obviously, if we talk about Vera, I mean, I know some people, my boy Fuego, I'll mention him here. Is not a fan of Jason Perillo. I like Jason Perillo. You could make some debates that he's not that good of a coach, right? He had Rafael dos Anjos, but they only won the belt. They didn't really they defended it once, but they didn't really achieve greatness. He had BJ Penn, had 2 belts, right? That's probably it's out of him, dos Anjos, Bisping, and Chris Cyborg that are some of his best students. But I mean, or some of the best people he's ever coached. But yeah, I know some people have criticized him. I've seen it. In my opinion, I don't think for me, I know I'm a little biased. It's Javier Mendez, and then it's everybody else, right? It's everybody else. But there's certain guys that are really close to him, and I know some people are gonna get pissed. Obviously, I know a lot of people, their new fucking flavor of the month, their favorite candy of the year, Trevor Whitman. I know everyone likes bringing him up. He's another one a lot of people like to say is really good. I think he's a little overrated. I think a lot of coaches in MMA are overrated. You could even say Javier Mendez is overrated. But for me, that's my personal thing. But I don't know if Jason Perillo is up with those, like, I don't know how to describe it, like those all-time great coaches, but he's a good coach. I would say he's a good coach. I wouldn't say he's a great coach, but I'd say he's a good coach. He's a good coach, and he's a good boxing coach too. And these guys improve. Like, it's not like they go backwards. Marlon Vera has obviously improved. Mackenzie Dern, I might not like that dumb hoe, but she's obviously improved. A lot of people have improved under him, and I think even I don't know if he's worked with with Jason Perillo. I forgot the kid's name. How did I forget? Jalen Turner. Yeah, Jalen Turner. But he's been at Ruka. Anyone that goes, I honestly, I get super happy for people that go to Ruka because they get better. They honestly do get better. So it is what it is. But I mean, in terms of notable wins, I don't know why I just completely went off track about fucking MMA coaching, but it is what it is. If we look at notable wins for Marlon Vera, he avenged that loss to Davey Grant just recently. Beat Sean O'Malley, beat Andre Ewell, beat Frankie Shans, who is somewhat of a legend in that division. Beat Brian Kelleher and beat Brad Pickett. Some really good wins there. He's fought against good competition too. Against obviously John Lineker, Douglas Silva de Andrade. He's lost to those guys. Decent fighters to lose to. Song Yadong, which is questionable, but I actually rewatched that fight and I kind of understand why they gave it to Song. At first I thought he won that, but I get it. And last fight he lost to was against Jose Aldo. His win against Davey Grant, I mean, how can you hate on that? It was first of all, in my opinion, I think it's up there for Fight of the Year contender. It was a great scrap. Davey Grant was just going out there and lighting him up. But here's what I think, and I argue with people that say that Cheeto doesn't have good boxing. You have to understand, Davey was throwing fucking spinning wheel kicks and goddamn like switch kicks to the head. Like you can't get mad at Cheeto kind of staying stationary and being more defensive. He does have good straight shots. He's a little slow, but his fundamentals and his basics are decent, and he's a better kicker than puncher. But his hands are getting better, and I think they're developing. And he's a methodical fighter. He's a very slow starter. He's a 5-round fighter in my humble opinion. He probably should have asked for this to be 5 rounds, but that's how he fights, But he might not be popular enough for a main event yet, a fight night main event. But that's his style. He's very methodical. He's always chasing stuff. He's really good in the clinch. His elbows are good. He's good. He's good. And even against Aldo, it was a very competitive fight. He didn't get hoed. He just made a dumb mistake in the 3rd round and just got his back taken. And Aldo was able to almost like squeeze out a W against him. So he's a very good fighter. He's a very good fighter in this division. He's very well rounded. He's really good on the ground. I mean, really, really good. And he's just a fighter's fighter. He does not give up, and he's coming in there to kill you, and that's something you got to worry about. But if we look at Frankie's illustrious career, and I'll talk more about that later. Actually, I was going to say something about Cheeto, but it is what it is. I'll say that for later. But, Frankie, I mean, he's accomplished so much in this company, man. His last one against Pedro Munoz, obviously, I know some people, they argue that, and I do think Pedro won too, but too fucking bad. My boy Chris Lee came in the woods, and I don't even know what I just said right there, but my boy Chris Lee came out and helped me out by giving that to Frankie, and I guess he could have screwed. God damn, I gotta drink some water. Let me get that Crystal Geyser out, yo. I don't know why. Dry throat. That was good. I'm back. But yeah, he got the W over Pedro. I know some people felt some type of way. And I thought he lost that one too, if I'm being honest. But he was very scrappy. And Pedro was supposed to knock him out. And that's what I say the most, right? He's supposed to knock him out. And he went out there and fought his ass off. And he went for it. Beat Cub Swanson, beat Yair Rodriguez, which still looks good to this day. Beat Jeremy Stevens, beat Chad Mendes, knocked him out quick. I was shocked when that happened. Beat Faber, beat Cub Swanson. Again, he's beaten him twice. Beat BJ Penn, beat Charles Oliveira. Good win right there. Beat Gray Maynard. Phenomenal fight. That 3rd fight, beat him in they had a draw in the 2nd fight. Beat BJ 10. He beat him 3 times, by the way. Beat Sean Shirk. I mean, and obviously has that loss to Gray Maynard, and also has a win over Tyson Griffin, if people remember him. Also beat Jim Miller too. He's fought some of the best at lightweight, man. And went down to featherweight. Had some problems there. But you look at the guys he's lost to. Benson Henderson twice. I mean, that 2nd fight was really, really close. I thought he won it, but it is what it is. Beat Jose Aldo and lost to him twice, obviously. Lost to Brian Ortega, which was brutal. Lost to Max Holloway, he did all right in that fight. I don't think he did that bad. Lost to Korean Zombie, which broke my heart. And lost to Corey Sandhagen and got knocked the F out. But this is just really what it comes down to in terms of this fight. for Vera is to almost exploit maybe Frankie's age and his size, and his length for this division. You know, this is probably another guy like Pedro Munoz was a guy that Frankie was bigger than. If you looked at the weigh-ins, he was actually really in the stare downs. He was bigger than him. Frankie hasn't had that advantage against Corey and Marlon in terms of the length and the height. But what Frankie does have in his back pocket, if he has a good weight cut, is that his strength and his wrestling strength. And that's really what Marlon only has to worry about. If Marlon can defend those takedowns, put the pressure, he could potentially, and test that chin, right? In my humble opinion, I feel like Frankie's chin isn't as good as it used to be, and obviously that's age. That's natural. There's nothing wrong with that. But he can obviously test that, and that's something that he should test, if I'm being honest. And but yeah, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, and Vera has to win this methodically, and has to set all these up, have to basically sprawl and brawl, take advantage in the clinch, be the bigger man, impose your will, and use your jab. You have the longer arms, use your kicks, and test that chin. You know, that's what it really comes down for Vera, and just be the younger fighter, be the younger, hungrier fighter in there, and kind of test Frankie, and that's really what it comes down for Marlon. But for Frankie, I mean, Frankie, it's right there for him. It's the wrestling. He's stronger. He has better fight IQ. He's been in there longer, so he has to have better fight IQ. No disrespect to Vera, but it's just a fact. He's a vet of the game, and he has the takedowns there. Keep his head in the right spot. You know, slip your head the right way. Don't move your head in the wrong direction, and basically just stay for 15 minutes. And he should be able. And I think Frankie might have a boxing advantage. I will admit that. That's something my boy Fuego said. Is that this and that, like Frankie's gonna piece him up, and I actually do think so. Frankie with Mark Henry has really, really good hands. I mean, another guy, Mark Henry, a good coach right there. He has good hands. Frankie, he got good, decent boxing. And I think if Frankie could, lead to those takedowns with his hands, I think he should be good here. And I think Frankie should win this fight. I think he should be able to get the takedowns at will. He will be the stronger guy. He just has to keep his chin in the right place, basically, and don't get it knocked off. And he should win this fight. This is Frankie's fight to win. You know, all respect to Cheeto, but I think Cheeto's still young, and I think Frankie should get the W. And Frankie hasn't lost to MSG, so that's another thing to look at. And yeah, I'm biased. You know, I am biased, but I'm praying for him. And that's my boy. He's just the GOAT. Like, I don't care what nobody says. He's one of my favorites of all time. And we're pulling for you, Frankie. We're pulling for you out here in Oakland. So it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy eBay. Frankie all day. Frankie by decision. But yeah, follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. All those links will be down below in the description box. If you're new, subscribe, like, comment, share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. And I love y'all, and goodbye.
They say do things with passion, or not at all. Fighting has been my passion for quite a while. It all started when I was young. I craved competition. I found it on the mats. Competing, fighting, it's given me so many things. It's given me a direction, a purpose. It's given me glory. But glory didn't come from the victories. It came from the journey it took to achieve it.
Frankie! I'm here with the winner, Frankie Edgar. Frankie, congratulations. You fought a very, very tough opponent.
All those rounds I had to spar, all the damage my body has taken. I traveled the entire world to live a dream. What I found is that fighting can make you feel like the mightiest of lions or the weakest of lambs. Sacrifice, heartache, pain. Fighting takes something from you every time you're in there, but it's all so worth it. Persistence and discipline. My resilience is immeasurable.
Frankie Edgar gets the win finish!
I thrive in adversity. You may be able to beat me, but you will never break me. I don't forget where I'm from, and I always know what I'm fighting for. I stand in that cage alone. Behind me, there's an army. And I will always put it all on the line for fighting. Because I know no other way. The way you fight is the way you live your life.